and do the podcast without glasses. Got it. Got it.
You're a recording in progress. Sorry. Oh, man. All right. We're going to try this again, people. Here we go.
Yes. Back into it.
All right. What's up, Thursday Warriors? We are back at it. And
Now, does this make us a legitimate podcast that we have a legitimate opening song?
I mean, it's legitimate because I wrote it.
All copyright
have one.
belongs to you.
I mean, we have a theme song. There's also like 4 more minutes to that song. If you ever want to listen to the full original version of that.
Performed by Primus. No.
Performed by myself. Ass. Jeez.
Primus is just in the background.
No, I recorded that whole thing. Like I did it with GarageBand. It was great.
I know.
I wish the Primus would cover it. Then it would sound even.
I'd come to your house.
It'd be like slightly
GarageBand it.
Well, it'd have like that slight funky, like twang, like Western twang they have to everything. So, but that'd be awesome. Anyway, I'm John. With me as always is Justin.
Yes, sir.
So we're gonna talk about some stuff this week. But we have some stuff we gotta mention that's coming out soon. So we have well, the next thing on the radar actually is the Pop Culture Guys show, Pittsburgh comic show.
Mm-hmm.
That's May 21st over at the why can't I think of the name of the place? It just flew out of my mind.
Hold on. I got you. I cover you.
It's the
Hampton Community Center.
That's it. I was like, begins with an H. I was like, no, that's not right in my head. But anyway, yes, Hampton Community Center, 10 to 4. Justin and I will be there with some awesome comics for you to dig through.
Yes, sir.
And
there'll be a lot of good comic vendors there. It's
absolutely.
a lot of our local Pittsburgh ish area guys there, including the guys that are running the show.
And they're bringing in Koi Fam, which is awesome.
Yep.
So shout out to the Pop Culture Guys. You guys are awesome. Good friends to those guys. They put on a good one-day show. It's a lot of fun. Let me think. After that, we have the Memorial Day Geek Flea Market in Cranberry. You can sign up now to get your booth. You can go to our website. There's a link. You can also go to Cranberry's Facebook page and find the event. I think it's $10 if you bring your own table, $20 if we provide a table, and you get some people to set up and hang out. It's a good time. I know our boy Dan Greenwald's coming out. And he's going to be.
I will give you my $10 out of my paycheck, John.
Nice. Hopefully, people will buy some shit.
I will do cake stands for every purchase off my table. How about that?
If I can somehow find time to call a couple more things out, I might show up too and set up. I'm gonna be there either way, but it'll be fun.
We can always share the table, $5 each, man.
Oh yeah. I never thought about that, but no.
And I'll share the keg with you. You need to do rotating keg stands.
It's fun. We'll put
and
it
Todd
in the corner.
Can do push-ups in the parking lot.
Right. Oh God.
All right. Inside joke.
All right.
Folks.
All right.
Inside joke.
So the week after that is Con Week. So Wednesday, the 31st, we will be having our last karaoke before the show. It is the Wheel of Death, which means we've loaded 64 songs into the hopper, and we're gonna let you spin a wheel to get your song. The list is out. It's awesome. There's a really good mix of everything in there, and we're just gonna spin that wheel, and it's gonna be random, and it's gonna be a lot of fun. So make sure you guys come check it out. It is for charity, so definitely check that out. It's for the Heroes Initiative, and you don't need to cosplay to watch, but you do have to pay. It's $5 to watch. Then we're gonna be on PTL the Friday before the show. I'm sorry, the Thursday before the show on the 1st. Actually, sorry, I think it's gonna air Friday. Might air Thursday. It's one or the other. I don't really know. I just know I need to be in a certain place at a certain time and hang out with Daisy, and that's good by me because Daisy's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm really trying to get her to come to karaoke because she does an amazing Gem and the Holograms karaoke cosplay. That I really wanted to share with my other friends. Anyway, so then we have the show. It's going to be great. If you haven't heard us talk about it enough, threeriverscomiccon.com. Get your tickets. A lot of people are buying them right now. I drove past one of the billboards today. So if you're going from Southside to Oakland up that back way, it's right there on the right. So when you come off the Parkway and you're turning to go to like Hofbrauhaus, when you're sitting at that stop sign, you're staring right at it. There's another one downtown. There's another one down 51. So go check them out. Get your picture with them. Tag us. It'll be awesome. We love it. We love seeing it. Love it. If you didn't see, we announced the beer last week. Earlier this week. Earlier this week. And it's going to be called hold on, let me remember what it's actually called. It's oh man, it is something stout. It is Spellbound Stout. That's what it's called.
That's what I thought it was called.
Yeah, hold on. Let me pull that up so everybody can see it. You guys got to see this freaking beer label that Robert Hack did. It is amazeballs. Found it. Hold on.
Okay.
I had to go to the website and find it because I was like, I'll find it faster on the website than I will in my email. Whoops. That's my email.
We're on Facebook.
Whoops.
We're on Facebook. If you guys, like get tired of listening to us, or you want more information, we are on the socials. We're on Facebook, Instagram.
Yep.
But we got a TikTok. So.
Oh yeah, that's true. We have a Three Rivers TikTok that we rarely use. Anyway,
we try.
That is the Spellbound Stout logo or can label. Robert Hack did it. It looks awesome. We're very excited about it. And on June 2nd, Friday night, we're going to kick off the con with this like pre-party thing for the VIPs. And you can get your 2 cans. It is a maple stout like normal. Maple coffee stout. It's going to be super awesome. I really enjoy having it. So let's see what else happened. Oh yeah. We went to the Pirates game.
Yes. Which I know was, we got a lot of positivity from the cosplayers, and the crowd was great. Unfortunately, the team is going down the toilet faster than it was winning last month.
Whoa. You're just telling me we're the Pirates, so it's fine. Yeah. We had a lot of fun at the game. Yes. I want to thank those guys a lot. I want to thank the Pittsburgh Avengers for coming out too and hanging out with us. They were a lot of fun. We were on the Jumbotron. It was awesome.
I got my first official ball in batting practice. Right. I've been going to Pirates games, folks, since 1988. Okay. I was like 8. All right. Here I am going on 45, and this was the first baseball I've ever gotten. So I am super happy just about that.
I was going to say, and we got to watch a whole bunch of people scared shitless as balls flew into the river.
Yes.
Like it almost
nailed an elderly man. It was almost a TikTok moment of just seeing this dude just get nailed and then falling into the river.
And he was like, "What was that?" And then he looked up like he wanted another one to come down. And I'm just
and Pittsburgh Thor, Josh Carl, we saw a ball that whizzed past us, between us.
Yeah.
It went into the river, but he was actually got somebody to go after it. Like they were just walking by. The dude took off his shirt and jumped in, went after the ball. We're like,
what? I didn't know that. That's awesome.
And then he turned to me. He's like, "This is why I shouldn't be in charge of people."
Wow, we had a blast. It was a hella good time. Mm-hmm. I'm really happy and with it. And the
cherry on top would have been if they would have just won. That was the whole thing.
But it sucks because like like the night before they won, but they pulled it out in the ninth.
Yeah.
But anyway, we're not here to talk baseball. So, but what we are here to talk about is also Free Comic Book Day. That was a big thing that happened. So we're going to recap Free Comic Book Day for a little bit, then we'll talk comics, and then we're going to talk a little bit about the nerd news of Disney Plus and Hulu merging their apps. But we'll talk about that after comics. So, so Free Comic Book Day was awesome. Thank you everyone who came out to all the stores.
Yes. I want to thank everybody who showed up at the mills. No incidents whatsoever. No one was a jerk. Everybody went in a nice orderly line. Everybody got what they wanted. Yeah. It was a very pleasant day. People were getting their pictures taken with Pittsburgh Thor and his wife and Steel Cap, and they were they were awesome to talk to as always. It's the cosplayers that we affiliate ourselves with are really good people.
Yeah.
So
they're a lot of fun.
Yeah. So
we also had
solid.
We had some guests too. Like I had a couple of the Pittsburgh Avengers at the waterfront with me. We had a couple guests on there too. And everybody was just awesome. Like I did not have a single complaint at all.
Which is exactly what you want to hear as a boss.
The only thing that I will say is I did stop two people at the door at the waterfront who tried to walk out without getting their books checked, and there were 4 people that tried to walk out without getting their books checked, 2 of which had non-Free Comic Book Day books in them. So lesson here is the lesson is make sure you have somebody at the door. Yes. So
yeah.
But after a while, like we sold out a lot of them very quickly, and we just kind of said cool. But everyone did great. The stores did great. Thank you everybody who came out and participated. Thanks for everybody who stopped by and said hello to everybody. All the stores had a good time. Like it's great. We're very excited. Oh yeah, the warehouse sale is now returning again. So we're gonna have three more this year. Okay. So the goal that Todd and I have discussed is to basically have 4 between the months of April and August or up to October every year. Like so
that's
because
reasonable.
Right. So we don't have the basement sale, right? But we have this big warehouse, and a good chunk of it. There's a big chunk that's sorted. We even talked about kind of feeding that sorted part to like add more stuff in, so it continues to be at least partially sorted as the years go. But we'll see how that goes. So the next one will be the 22nd, 23rd, 24th, I believe, of June. And we're doing a box price for the first time with it. So it's $300 for a box. If you
Now, is that long box?
yes, that's
Okay.
a long box.
Okay. We need to preface. We need to be specific.
$300 for a long box, and it's everything facing the same way, nothing on the sides, nothing on the bottom.
Okay.
That's the rule. And you
What
have
if
to get a
someone
lid on
wants a
it.
short box?
No short box price, only long box price.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
All right.
because a short box you can count fairly easily, a long
Okay.
box is a little bit rough.
All right. All right.
So that's kind of the goal, right?
All right.
Like, yeah. So anyway, that's going to be that weekend, and then it's going to be August, I believe, around the 18th. Don't hold me to that. I'm working on the flyer now. That's going to have all the dates, and then it's the last weekend of October. Each sale will have some. The next sale is going to have some new stuff compared to the last one, but then we're going to do a bigger overhaul between the June one and the August one. And the August one's going to have like 100,000 new books. The June one might only have like 10,000 new books. But there's still a lot of really good stuff in there.
I was gonna say, I feel a lot of overtime coming for Justin to help out with this warehouse sale.
No,
is what
no
I'm
overtime.
feeling.
Sorry, no overtime. However, we are also having the customer appreciation sale that same weekend in June, but whatever we are doing for the customer appreciation sale, those sales do not apply to anything in the warehouse. It only applies to the main store locations. Do not ask for it at the warehouse because you're just gonna get a big fat no. So that's pretty much it. So Saturday, maybe shop the stores because they're gonna have cheaper dollar books. I think they're gonna be like half price. Don't quote me on that, but that's
Isn't that what it usually is for customer appreciation?
Usually. So anyway, go check it out. Warehouse sale, customer appreciation sale, a lot of things coming up. Free comic book day was a wrap. It was awesome. Thanks everybody. Sandy Lang, I believe, was her name. She was at the Waterfront. She's a voice actor who's from Monroeville, right? And every time she spoke, I'm like, man, like I know that voice, and because it's her real voice. She doesn't make a voice to be somebody else. She's got that like higher pitch voice, and when I say who she voiced, you're gonna go like, oh my god, that's crazy. So because I'm sitting there and I'm like, man, I know this voice, and she's putting out posters of like prints of like her work, right? And then she lays this Betty Boop one, and I'm like, that's it. And every time she spoke, and I wasn't looking at her, all I saw was Betty Boop in my head. Like I was like, Betty Boop's talking to me. This is super weird. So that was cool. She was super great. She was a great guest. She was great with customers. A couple guys come out to see her specifically. It was a lot of fun. She was one of the chibi sailors as well from Sailor Moon.
Okay.
It was a lot of fun. She was great. But okay. I guess we can talk comic books. Yeah.
Yeah, we could do that. That sounds good.
Yeah. Okay. I guess I'll just go first. So following up with my 2099 Dark Genesis, 2099 Dark Genesis 2, introducing Blade 2099. This book just continued right where the other one is. It was very good. The art's fantastic. Justin Mason's art is great. Blade is more of a zombie, I think, in this one than he's a vampire, because he's he's a flesh eater. So I don't think he's really a zombie. But you also find out that the big key to this, which is cool. Oh, and we get some awesome Moon Knight 2099 in here too. Some Ghost Rider 2099, who's apparently like a digital Ghost Rider, which is interesting.
Isn't that what the first one basically was?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, but it's interesting because like we haven't really seen him do much in a while. But if he's in this one space, he is corporeal, right?
Okay.
And then we basically have, I think it's what is the equivalent of Loki 2099, but they call him Halloween Jack. And he kind of is like talking to Carnage to get him to do what he needs to do. Flip side activates, and Carnage has him on his side. And then you get this cool backstory that you find out that the Carnage and Venom symbiotes were actually created as a treatment for cancer and like to heal a bunch of things.
Okay.
So that's why that young girl is Venom, because that's the symbiote she has. So it's very cool to see it. There's some like real gruesome parts, like the Moon Knight 2099 like snapping a bunch of cops' legs all at one time, like super, like 3 of them at a time. There's a cool like monument to the Avengers that we haven't seen in a long time. But it's very, very fun. Another 2099 Punisher is going to be in the next one.
So it's not the first one?
I think it's a reimagining of him. Because he does, like the last one they had, he was more of like a cyborg, right? He was kind of bloodshotty. Nothing wrong with that. I dug it.
I was gonna say I can't recall, but okay.
I'm gonna call
Not
Matt
that I
Horak
can
and
recall.
find out. So call Matt Horak right now, find out. Because he drew the last one when they did the one shots. Yeah. So, but it was very good. I'm really digging this. Steve Orlando's writing it. Came out of that the 2099 stuff that Steve did as miniseries. What was that, last year, 2 years ago? Last year? I think it was last year. But these books have been phenomenal, and Justin's art is freaking great. So can't wait to reach out to him and see how he's doing. I think he's either having another kid or he has another kid. Like, I don't remember if his kid is born yet or not, but that was it.
Okay.
I give it two strips of bacon, semi crispy.
Okay. Are we ranking in breakfast items now? Is what we're doing?
I was thinking about it.
You're thinking about it. Well, I'm going to start off here with, since we talked about Free Comic Book Day, I chose a free comic book as one of my books.
Oh, look at you,
So,
superstar.
There we go. Well, I realize it's like I will feed my books with the appropriate week.
Tie it all in. You're fine.
Yeah, might as
You're
well.
good.
Yeah. So I got, as you guys know, I am a big Shadow Man fan. So there was a free comic book day of Shadow Man. It also had a Man of War story in it, but I think it's the #1 that they just reprinted into this book. So if you didn't have the Man of War #1, it's reprinted in the book here. But I'll concentrate on the Shadow Man here. Now this is an origin tale of Shadow Man.
Ooh.
But not, I think this is the current Shadow Man's origin, which is Jack. Yeah, Jack.
Yep.
So I guess it shows him, like, I guess him and his father were in New Orleans, and his father always took care of him. And I guess he followed his dad one night, and he saw his father fighting a demon. in full Shadow Man form. And I guess he got an amulet. He gave his son an amulet, a jacket amulet anyway. So he will not get the Shadow Man curse or the transformation. The amulet will stop it. And he's like, a couple years later, his dad doesn't return, so hence no more Shadow Man. Now he goes on. He's very similar to, I guess it would be grandfather? His grandfather was the original Shadow Man, if I'm thinking about it.
I think you're right. I think that's how it worked out.
So he's a lot like his grandfather. He got passed down his grandfather's saxophone, and he started playing the saxophone on the streets of New Orleans.
Yep.
And
yep.
So they kind of comboed his father's origin and his grandfather's origin together. It was kind of cool. I guess he started performing in stage, because he practiced and got better. And I guess he got attacked by the shadow minions, and he gets the amulet ripped off and he transforms into Shadow Man. Now, this also shows his allies. I'm trying to remember the punk sorceress. Is that her name?
Mambo, yeah.
Yeah. She saw this transformation on stage, so she of course helped Shadow Man. There was someone else that helped him too. I'm trying to remember her name. I should have wrote it down. I didn't, but they're helping him along. They're training him, and that's like where the story ends. So it's kind of a cool little origin story, because you don't get the origin story of Jack and how the past from his father to him. Because the end of is it the second or third volume of Shadow Man was his father.
I think it was the third volume. No,
third volume, when it was acclaimed Valiant stuff.
No, that's the second volume.
Is it? Okay.
So there's the first volume is the original Valiant run.
That would be his grandfather,
right?
So
then there's the acclaimed Valiant run.
That would be his father. I think this is where we never got that transition from father to son until now, which has been how many volumes since then? Like, I think it's volume 6 now.
So there's the Justin Jordan run. Then there was the Book of Shadows, and there was a one, I think, in between. Yeah. There was probably like 3 since then.
Yeah. So we never got his origin. So it's kind of a minor key of his origin in that. So for you key people, they're like, free comic book days aren't worth anything. I don't think it's going to be worth anything unless you're a Shadow Man fan like myself, but it's kind of cool. It's kind of nice to have. So also they show in this book, apparently they're doing a Shadow Man game, the first since the acclaimed Valiant stuff, and it looks really badass because they showed the backgrounds and everything, all the
it's awesome.
Play areas, very late 90s, early 2000s, like goth, like video game-ish during that time, but in our current time where it looks really crisp, really awesome. So I'm kind of excited. I kind of hope it comes on PC because I can't play it on anything else. But
Dark Legacy,
yes.
And
they also interviewed, there's an interview with Bob Hall in this as well.
Oh, nice.
So it's a very, I think this is a very underrated free comic book day book that I don't think a lot of people picked up. So, because there was quite a bit of them there, but I had to get my hands.
Oh, they did a remastered version of the original one.
That might be what They were
Holy Christ!
Does it look cool?
No. The remastered one from the 64 era is like $80 to $90 on PS4.
Oh yeah, I don't doubt that.
Because it was on PlayStation 1 and Nintendo 64. I can't find anything from the new one, but
I'm betting that this is like the first peek at the video game you see in the free comic book.
Oh, I don't doubt that.
So Valiant's keeping stuff pretty close to the chest here for stuff. So.
Yeah, I'm even like, oh wait. Holy cow. All right, hold on. Let me do a screen share and tell me if these are the same.
I will let you know. Yes. Yeah, this is what it's. Yeah, this looks really like. This looks very. This looks a little bit like Diablo 4. Currently, this is what Diablo 4 looks like. Very foggy. You could see like the grain of the barrels. You know, this is some high def stuff. This is going to be a really cool game. I hope it turns out to be a big successful. So
I do too. I think it's going to be very like Resident Evil-y.
Yeah. If it's like a combo of Resident Evil and Diablo,
yes,
I'm down with that.
That's exactly what I want from this game.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Dark cool.
I'm excited. I'm excited.
Because I know you are a big Shadow Man fan as well. So
I am. Yeah. So
it shocked me that you did not get a copy.
You know what? I'm wondering if so there was a box that got missed that never reached the mill or the waterfront or free comic book day, and I'm wondering if that's why. I'm wondering if they just never got one.
Yeah, I think Tim said that they didn't get those.
Yeah, there was like one.
We have them at
box.
the mills, so
yeah.
make sure
I literally just text the entire management team at the mills to make sure that I get one, and Dan Hanna needed one. He's in the chat, so
okay, there we go.
Hopefully that
Shadow Man gotta stick together,
right? Us voodoo guys.
It's our comic fraternity. We gotta come up with like
the Shadow Man.
Yes,
right.
We all get sights. I'm down with it.
All right. My next book is Silk #1. This is the new volume from Emily Kim. And it's got some really awesome art in this. And it starts out where she's like, oh, I'm a detective and I'm looking for this thing. And then all of a sudden she's fighting this monster. And she's like, this feels similar, like I've already been here. And you find out that someone is actually keeping her in a coma and just feeding her dreams to keep her asleep instead. So it was kind of hard to follow because you're like, is it dream? Is it not? What's actually going on? The writing wasn't super great for me. I think it'll pick up though. So I'm gonna give it one strip of bacon, but a little on the undertook side.
Ooh.
So yeah.
Oh, I guess I should give Shadow Man 3 perfectly crisp bacons.
Ooh, there you go.
And for a free comic book day book, that's pretty damn good.
Oh, wait till you see what I give my third book. But yeah, sorry for the short review. It just wasn't. It just didn't grab me, man. Like I was really hoping it would, but it did not. It just,
okay. Well, if you did your downer one, I will counter with my downer.
Downers.
Yeah.
Sweet. Now we got the party started.
And unfortunately, it is a Batman book. and it's the Batman White Knight,
What?
the Generation Joker. I did not like this. I mean, I'm going to put it this way. There is literally like 3 panels of Bruce Wayne, and that's it. The rest of it is about his kids, which I have nothing against this, but this is more. This might be DC's version of like the Hardy Boys. Like, it's kind of a weird. I don't know if they're trying to make this very heart-wrenching and feel good for like Joker's kids or whatnot. I don't know. It didn't hit me though. At least this first issue did. Basically, it picks up where the last one left off. Gotham saved, the world saved. Of course, the kids are grounded. Because the eldest, of course, got involved in the whole shebang from the last series. So she's like grounded for a month, and Harley's doing her thing, and you find out that she downloaded the Joker AI to basically an iPad.
No.
That version of an iPad. And to be fair, it's like they go back and she forgets about it for a little bit. Like some time goes by. Bruce is sent out with the FBI. I guess he's helping them coordinate in areas that need help with crime and whatnot. So he's actually becoming like a consultant or something like that. But he's like, I gotta help where I can. I will be back. Blah blah blah. So of course, Harley's arguing with the kids. The youngest is kind of, taking it, this, that, and the other. They're taking their punishment, like being grounded in their room. The eldest finally is like, oh, by the way, I got dad. And the youngest is like, what? And she brings out the iPad and he pops up and he's like, hey, how's it going? He's like, he kind of wants to do like a redemption thing, which I think this is where this series is going. He wants to show his kids where he came from, and he wasn't always the insane psychopath that they got to know.
Right.
So,
you're not a psychopath.
And I get it. Like they go to his, like, I guess his roots. They go to the house he was born in.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, I wasn't always into clowns. I was just a rebel. And he's saying he's basically like his eldest. And his son finds a couple of clowns. He's like, are you sure about that? And
right.
It's, I see where they were going with this. Harley finds out she's freaking. And the FBI has their little liaison, and they're like, okay, we will find your kids. You just stay here and don't get involved. Well, of course, Harley's going to do Harley and going to do her own thing. So she recruits Robin and Red Hood, the Robin and Red Hood of this universe. And she's soloing because, of course, Robin and Red Hood are good enough to babysit the hyenas, and that's all they do.
Right.
So I'm like, okay, whatever. So she's trying to find the kids, but she knows that there's someone following her. So she does her tricks, and she finds, I guess it's a Neo Joker. So I guess this is the new Joker, which is, I guess it could be a combo of Punchline and Harley together. Punchline? I guess this is going to be Punchline.
No, it's kind of like a mix.
Yeah, like with everything in this universe, it's kind of like that. But you do see like this really cool version of Harley, not Harley, Ivy. and they want to know why Harley is in their territory, blah blah blah. And that's kind of where it ends with that part. Now the joke, kind of back to the Joker with his kids, he takes them to where he first meets Harley, and he's saying of how romantic, like how he still has feelings for her, and how much he did love her, and how much she changed him. Well, lo and behold, I guess their hideout or where he met her is just like a club now, like I don't know if it's a strip club or it's a club, because the kids are like, ew, gross. They're doing the whole thing like that. But they go into this club, or whatever they think is a club. As they do, they're seeing all these puppets and odd things, and a puppet starts talking to them directly. Like they're directly talking to the Joker and his kids, and all the puppets look like all the villains of Batman. Like you see a Scarecrow, you see Bane, you see a Poison Ivy, you see them all. And this puppet is like narrating as you're saying all this, going, there was once an evil man, and he was always beaten up by this Batman. And I guess you get introduced to a new villain. Another new villain is basically the ventriloquist daughter, who blames the Joker for the death of her father, because when he broke out of Arkham, he died during the riot. So she blames him directly. So she's like, I can't kill you because you're already dead. You're only an AI. So I'm going to kill your kids. And that's where the book ends. And I'm like, I see where they're going with this, and I don't want to doubt Sean Murphy, and I just hope this is kind of a lull book one.
Yeah.
And maybe it'll get better throughout the series, but
it seems like he's trying to throw a lot of plot points.
Yeah, and it lost me.
Yeah.
And that's never happened in any of the White Knight series that he's put out. I mean, I guess it was bound to happen. Like, there's been a lot of his series has been phenomenal, and this may be his first. Meh.
Well, I mean, there was the book that he didn't do. That was the Harley book that wasn't real great either. So
I don't count that one because he didn't write it. So it's
right. But of the actual Sean Murphy stuff, like, it's been pretty hard. Like the second volume, I think, was the weakest of the three.
With Azrael in it.
Yeah, but only because like I really liked what he did in book 3 to redeem everything that came out of 2. Yeah. So, but all right, my last book, no surprise to anyone who knows me, it's Green Lantern 1. Oh wait, sorry. How much bacon do you give the Dark Knight or the White Knight?
I'm not giving it bacon. I'm giving it cottage cheese and cantaloupe.
Oh, okay. On to Green Lantern. So this is the first book to feature Hal since the Grant Morrison stuff, and Hal's back on Earth, right? He has told the United Worlds basically like going back home, whatever. You can't quarantine Earth. I'm going to protect it, whatever. Hold on a second. I gotta help it out. You good? You want to go over here? Okay. All right. Oh, very good. So Carol Ferris apparently has been on Earth for a while. She's still running Ferris Air. She's still doing test drones. And Hal shows up and wants to, like kind of, I think he wants to pick up where he left off a little bit more, but he's at least like, hey, I need a job. Right. So, Carol agrees to give him a test pilot job. And then you see that somebody with purple face and yellow eyes is hanging out in a bar in a hoodie. So I don't know if that's Sinestro. We haven't seen him yet, but I'm really hoping that it will be. Hal's just kind of hanging out. He's helping, like, he hears, like, there's something going on downtown. So he drives to it. Like, he's not using his car or his ring. He drives to it. And there's a guy with a rogue green or a manhunter armor on, like, ripping up town. Then it cuts back to him doing some drone stuff. And he crashes the drone. Carol's pissed. Like, you see him kind of take on the drone or the manhunter guy. And when the manhunter's like, "Why aren't you getting hurt by this blast?" He's like, "Because it was made by these little blue guardian guys, and so was this ring, and it powers on willpower." And the guy in the armor's like, "Well, who are you?" And he goes, I'll let you take a wild guess." And it's just him in full Green Lantern, and I'm waiting for him to kick a lot of ass. And also, Carol has a fiance. Like, that's how long Hal's been gone. So we're very excited to see who that is. That'll be the next issue. And then there's a backer story with Jon Stewart, where he's also on Earth doing his thing. He's hanging out with his mom, building her a shed. And then there's one with Guy, who is still, like, in the middle of nowhere, with a young lantern that Kyle Rayner sent to him, and they are fighting a villain that Jon Stewart banished way back in the day and completely destroyed, but came back to life, and that is the Revenant Queen. It's kind of like, sort of like a Black Lantern zombie thing, so I'm kind of intrigued to see how that's going to work. But yeah, I loved this book. This is the Hal Jordan I wanted to have back. It was great front to back. Art's fantastic. It's very Hal, because he's a cocky asshole. But I mean, he's cocky when he needs to be cocky, which is why I like him. But yeah, it is awesome. I am giving this 3 strips of super crispy bacon. So, because I'm going to
3's the best it can be, right?
3 is the best it can be, and depending on how crispy it is like the extra stuff. Like, if the art was great, like, and the writing was great, then it's going to be crispy and 3 strips. So yeah,
we need to establish this. We should have talked about this podcast.
3 strips of bacon is the most you can get, which is how much do you enjoy it, from yogurt, or even worse, oatmeal, to oatmeal, or actually we'll go even worse, a dry piece of toast is the worst you can have, to 3 strips of crispy bacon. That is your window. I was going to say, breakfast.
So I guess the cottage cheese and cantaloupe is somewhere in the middle there.
Well, it's still toward the bottom half, because ideally you want to have like 3 strips of crispy bacon. Like, I think the only thing above that might be like a steak.
Actually, I might have this one here. So my final book is Wolverine 33. Mm-hmm. Now we've been talking about this story for a while, with Beast continuing his insanity of trying to do this covert killing of mutant enemies with an army of Wolverines, and him screwing over not only humans, but he's screwing over his own mutant buddies. While he's doing this, he I think the last issue we left off, he created not only Army of Wolverines, but a kind of like a council of beasts, similar to a council of Kangs.
Yep.
And they're sitting there and they're talking about strategy, and they're all brilliant in their own way. But they start kind of doing the whole why does he get to do this and tell us what to do and this, that. You start seeing the dissension in the ranks of these beasts. While they're doing that, Maverick captures one of the clone Wolvies. He and Wolvie talk about what's going on, what's happening, and what they're going to do about it. So it's like a typical cloak and dagger. It's just going to see who's better at it. Now you get to see a little bit of Jeff Bannister. For those who forget who Jeff Bannister is, this is Wolverine's human buddy from the CIA. It's kind of like he's like a semi-retired desk jockey, but he used to be one of the hardcore CIA guys that worked with Wolverine back in the day. He does have a daughter. Now, what happened from the last was Beast sent a couple of the clones to go after Jeff and his daughter. He almost got killed, but he got revived on Krakoa with the mutants' permission. He got revived. His daughter's completely fine. But he was like, "Where's Wolverine? I need to talk to him." This, that, and the other, and he's like, "Well, he's going to take care of this Beast situation." And they're like, "Oh," he's like, "Well, I'll help." So he goes and he talks to the CIA office, and they're like, "We haven't seen you in like days. What's going on?" He's like, "We got to take care of this Beast situation." They're like, "Well, you're a desk jockey. You wanted to be desk jockey because your daughter's like, well, now I'm pissed off." And he's like he's getting back into his hardcore roots of the CIA here. While this is all going on, Beast is still doing covert stuff. But after the last mission, the Council of Beasts are like, "You know what? We really should get rid of him." And they're like, "Yeah, but as soon as we think about this, he's going to have us killed." And what next panel, Beast is like, "Oh, good, you guys are here." He's like, "I want to talk to you about our next mission, this, that, and the other." Well, next thing you know, the Council of Beasts are surrounded by a clone council, and Council of Beasts are gone. And he's like, "Yeah, I'm just going to have to make a new council." And he just walks off. I'm like, okay. Wow. He's just, I don't know if I love this Beast more than Dark Beast, but damn, he is cold-blooded in this. He is like seriously not caring. While this is all happening, Maverick and Wolverine are trying to sneak in and take care of Beast. They're taking a speedboat to the giant skeleton fortress thingy.
Okay.
That they're trying to do that with. Well, as they're doing that, Jeff and the CIA are flying above them, and they're like, "We see, Wolverine and an unknown, because they can't see Maverick's they're like, it might be a Wolverine clone, it might be Wolverine. Which do you think it is?" And Jeff's like, he's like, "It looks like a clone to me, so blow him up." So, and that's where the story ends. So we'll see if Jeff accidentally tries to kill Wolverine and Maverick. I don't know. There's a bonus story in this. I won't spoil that. I'll leave that for you Wolverine fans. It's kind of a cute little story. An introduction to a new character, though, I might add. So you guys might want to check that out. But this was definitely 3 crispy bacons and a hash brown.
Oh shit.
There you go.
I don't know, man. Then I think mine would be 3 crispy bacons and
A
like
hash brown.
a hash brown and scrambled eggs. Like
Okay.
it was that good.
Yeah.
So
Like I am really enjoying this Wolverine series. This is the most I've enjoyed a Wolverine series since I want to say volume 3.
that makes sense.
And that's, that's when, Marvel Knights was actually making Wolverine more human
Right.
and doing more, covert stuff away from the X-Men. So I'm really enjoying it. I know a lot of people hate the Krakoa aspect and this, that, and the other, but there's not really a lot of Krakoa in this. This is more him doing Wolverine things with a little bit of X-Men sprinkled in, like normal.
Wolverine doing Wolverine things.
Yeah, it's. I have to say, it's well written. The art is excellent. I can't complain.
I'm not gonna lie. Like when we were going through the warehouse, I found one of those issues from, I think it was the Jason Aaron run, where it's like most of the book, or at least the first half of the book, is like 3 weeks in the life of Wolverine, right? It's like the last issue after. It's the first issue after the Old Man Logan series wrap.
Okay, yeah.
Right. So it's the last issue of that run, and it's like this really awkward, like day 1, it's like he's like fighting with the Avengers, and like day 2, he's like in the like uncanny the uncanny X-Force outfit, and beating people up with them, and then like day 3 is like where he's like getting ripped apart by somebody, and like at one point it's like laundry day. And then another day it's like beer. Like,
he's just sitting on the couch watching hockey.
Yeah.
I loved
it.
That was my favorite. Think I have like the first print, the second print of that. Actually, I love that issue.
I love that book. It was great. All right. So the last thing we're going to talk about is so they announced that Disney Plus and Hulu are going to merge their apps. At some point, we don't know when, but also they're taking a note from HBO where they are going to pull certain content and movies and stuff to save money as they do it. Mm-hmm. Now, I will say, as someone who has both HBO and Hulu and Disney, I don't think that I think the way that HBO does that makes sense. Right, like they take certain things out and they rotate some things out, and it's fine. Yeah, totally cool. Because they bring it back like every 6 to 9 months, or 6 to 12 months. Like they bring stuff back.
I mean, HBO. Let's be honest. HBO was around before any of these things existed. Before Netflix, before Hulu, before all that. Right. HBO used to be, for those who don't remember, the naughty channel. It was HBO, Showtime, Cinemax.
Skinemax.
Yes, Cinemax was the worst, quote worst. But I remember late night every once in a while getting HBO.
Taxi Driver Confessions.
Yes,
dude. The 1 week, like the couple weekends a year when the pay channels were free.
Yes,
I'd stay up late just to watch this.
Yes.
Anyway.
Watching what was it, the Monster Squad on HBO. That's the first thing I remember watching on HBO. Is the Monster
There was also there was Real Sex, and it was like it was more educational than anything. It was like educating people
documentary
on
the first docu-series.
it kind of was because you learned about how poly couples work. Actually work, and you learned how S&M actually works. And it was
I think actually, they even did a Kama Sutra thing at one point.
Yeah, and it was very educational. I remember being 16 and being like, "Oh, interesting." Okay. Anyway,
back on
So the discussion that kind of came up was, how much is this going to cost now? Because they have a bundle already, right?
Yes.
They actually have 2 different versions of the bundle. There's the Hulu Disney Plus bundle, and then there's the Hulu Disney Plus ESPN bundle.
Yes.
So my question is, do we think it's just going to be the same price as the Hulu Disney Plus bundle together? Or is it going to be, because they're going to remove some content every once in a while, be a little less, a little more, about the same? I hope they keep it the same. I think they will. I don't think that they're going to not do that.
I think it might be slightly more just because there's more Disney stuff that they're going to shoot through here. Like, you know. And
but there's like a lot of stuff on Hulu that is not Disney.
Oh yeah.
And there's a lot of stuff on Hulu that's not for kids. I think a lot of people like Hulu or Disney Plus because they have kids and they can watch Disney movies and stuff like that.
Yes. Hulu is more you're watching TV on certain networks and then they release it and then you're like, oh, I missed this week, but I can catch it on Hulu. Or you're like, hey, it's 80s movie night, which Hulu has a ton of 80s action movie. I just got done watching Commando.
Oh, nice.
And I forgot how really bad 80s and off.
So currently a Hulu basic plan that's ad supported, does not give you live channels, is it gives you some live channels, but not all live channels, is $7.99 a month or $80 a year. Right?
That's reasonable.
So that's not bad. If you get it with the live plan, Hulu with ads, live plus live TV plus Disney Plus with ads plus ESPN with ads is $70 a year or $70 a month.
Cool.
That's a lot of that's because of the live TV though. Right. So Disney bundle. Hold on, I have to click over to the Disney side. Wow, it doesn't actually. Okay, here we go. Disney bundle duo pack. Disney Plus with ads and Hulu with ads, $10 a month. Basic trio, which is all three of them with ads, $13 a month. Disney bundle trio premium, Disney with no ads, Hulu with no ads, and ESPN with no ads is $20 a month. So I will tell you, currently I have the duo. I have the $10 a month ad or $10 a month one, and it's fine. I would be, and I'll be honest, if it ended up being like $15, sure.
That's still better than Prime and Netflix.
Yeah, I would be okay with that.
What both of them jumped up this year, like heavy bumped up, not just a couple bucks.
Oh no, Netflix definitely did. Prime not as much though. It's still like not.
Prime is still reasonable, but there's not enough on Prime to keep you.
But if you use the Prime shipping stuff to get the free shipping,
I think that's what most
a couple
people
times. Yeah, even if you use it a couple times a year, it makes it worth it.
Yeah.
And I use it a couple times a year. Like I just ordered, I ordered some extra locking guitar straps because I couldn't find them anywhere in the city. I got an extension.
Get a hold of our mutual buddy Matt.
I'm actually going to stop there tomorrow on my way to Cranberry. So I still need to drop off posters and stuff. But yeah, like there's still some things that I still get on Amazon. Shoes. I get shoes on Amazon because all the fucking shoe stores that I like closed. Thanks. Thanks, Amazon. You're ruining it for everybody. Now I have to use the devil. Amazon, the new Walmart. Let's like the online Walmart.
Yeah. Except you don't have to deal with rednecks and people in their pajamas in the store.
You are not wrong. But no, it's good. I have like I don't see them. I think if it's at least what if it's no more than like $15. I don't think it'll be bad. But this also, I think, is going to be good. Well, first off, the software they used to develop Disney Plus was based on Hulu anyway, because Disney bought Hulu way back in the day.
Yeah.
I think this is going to help with server problems. I think they're going to put everything on the same server, so it's probably going to cut costs there. It'll cut cost on having to design 2 different versions of an interface. So I think it'll be fine. I don't know if it's going to be like a newer look for either of them.
I don't think they're really going to change the aesthetic. I mean, they change the aesthetic from year to year. Eventually, you'll see slight changes here and there, but I don't think it's going to be anything like that. I don't think they're going to do what Netflix is trying to do, where they're trying to change everything at one time, and
Yeah, it also depends
like we
on
were
the device
discussing
you're using
before.
too. Yeah.
Is I don't think Netflix is getting the point. A customer base is like, you're the most expensive app because you were, quote, the first. But the problem is your competitors are outdoing you in every way possible.
And their content is
their content is better.
changing.
And
well, they lost a lot because all those guys, because like when Netflix first started streaming, it had everything ABC, CBS, Fox. Like, you could watch a lot of that stuff on there, and now
the old stuff, not like
but I'll be honest, a lot of stuff that people wanted to watch they wanted to rewatch that stuff because they didn't want to have to be like oh, I don't have to buy get a whole DVD set. I can just stream the whole thing. Sure.
Yeah.
So like I remember watching like X-Files.
Grey's Anatomy was on there because I know you're a big Grey's Anatomy fan.
I think that's where I caught up on Grey's. Yeah.
But I think, again, like I told you, was like before, was they're shooting themselves in the foot. They're canceling some of their own shows, which some of their shows were awesome. Like the Orange is the New Black.
But it went for like 6 seasons, dude. Come on.
Which I understand, but my wife complained that the last 2 seasons were garbage, and not because there was I think the writer strike happened in the middle of that, I think too. Yeah. But she's like, it wasn't just that. She's like, a lot of the actresses, you could tell after the writer strike coming back, you could tell they weren't in it anymore. They said they just wanted to get the paycheck and get the F out. And I'm like, that's bad.
Yeah.
But then they put out some cool stuff. Like I enjoy Netflix because they show different anime stuff that they don't show on normal animes, which Hulu does show anime as well. So I'm covered in my anime bases anyway, but I also, I pay for Crunchyroll. So I do that anyway, but there are certain, Netflix does their own anime and cartoon, and some of them were solid. And then they're like, we're cutting all the animation out. Well, right there, you just killed an entire base of teenage to 20-year-olds that you could have had. And now you're not going to get any.
But did they do that because a different service started that carried a lot of the same stuff, like Crunchyroll?
No. This was their own content. This was stuff they produced. This was they'll do they had their own Netflix anime studio, and they cut it out completely. Like that one show I asked you to watch, that I keep asking you to watch, that was awesome, and that was an old manga. It's from the 80s, and you know why it's from the 80s, because it's hilarious. But they took it to basically 1 season. They say it's 2 because it's there was a 2-month break in between, and then that's considered a second season. I think that's ridiculous, but then they're like, you know where that story ends? Yeah, we're done. Dude, you left it on a cliffhanger. Stop doing that. Every time they cancel something, it's on a cliffhanger. They got
just so you know, I have a Piper and Porn Stash Funko Pop above me. So you cupcake now.
Oh, there you go. What was it? There was that show with Charlize Theron. Was it the one where they're immortal? I forget, based on the comic book.
Oh, that's getting a second series.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Because I heard they canceled it again.
They just announced it. Like,
okay.
Like the guard,
guard.
It's
old
something
guard.
old
the
guard.
Old guard.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
There, you jogged my memory.
Well, the first season came out pre-pandemic, like right before the pandemic.
Yeah.
So I can understand why it would be.
Yeah. But it was well received, and it took them forever. But it takes them no problem doing the stranger things like that.
Don't forget that so it's based on the first volume of that book, so they waited for the second volume of the comic to come out, which came out during the pandemic. So they wanted to have that because like they do the same thing with Umbrella Academy. They wait till the next book is out and then they do the season, and they kind of base it loosely on that. Because if you look at the Umbrella Academy, it is Apocalypse Suite, Hotel Oblivion, or Apocalypse Suite, Dallas, Hotel Oblivion. The next one will be whatever the last volume was. Yeah. So,
but that's like we had to wait 6 months for them to announce Sandman's second season, which it obviously did super well, but it took them forever for a decision, and stuff like that is biting them in the ass.
Well,
because it's
I am at as someone who legitimately looks at budget sheets every single day.
Like I said, I don't understand the financials.
I think there's more behind it than what we can see. I can't fault them because I don't have access to that.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's look, the writer strike's not going to help it.
No, because this is going to screw them big time.
They're going to, because I guarantee you're going to see all of the streaming services are going to jump in price whenever they figure out what the writer strike's going to end up being, because the last writer strike was 100 days long. So it's 3 months. And
what is this, 2 weeks now?
We're only in second or third week. We might be at the beginning of the third week. So it's definitely not something that's going to help get that new content out faster, and everything's going to go up again. Because they have to pay the writers more, so then the writers get paid more, the production costs more, so the prices go up. Then people are just going to complain because the prices went up, and they don't realize that people have to get a paycheck because they want a paycheck. And then they're like, well, now I got to choose between my services, and then they're going to a lot of people are probably going to drop it. Right.
Yep.
So it's a vicious circle of
my thing is this, maybe this might be out to the CEOs of, hey, maybe that $5 million bonus you said, maybe not do that anymore.
That's a thing.
Not saying you shouldn't have a bonus, but
I'm not
maybe
either,
cut that out a little bit.
And I get that. I 100% am also behind that. However, there are guys that won't take it to do stuff to make their company better. So I get it. I see all sides. I'm just hoping that they continue to make content that I like. And as long as they keep making content that I like, I'll keep it. I just finished the last season of Firefly Lane, and I did not expect it to be the ending I got from it. And it was really, really good.
Are we talking about Netflix again?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's Katherine Heigl and Sarah Chalk, and it's based on a book called Firefly Lane. And it's these two friends who grew up together and did their careers together and all this stuff. And it's basically like kids, young adults, where they are now. right? And it'll bounce between the three the whole time. But it's really, really good. It's very well done. I think it went 3 seasons. And Katherine Heigl was an executive producer on it. And it is just really, really good. Like, I can't believe how good it was. But if you like more, it was more of a drama, I guess. Yeah. But it was funny because Katherine Heigl and Sarah Chalke were also very funny in it and playing best friends and laughing and stuff like that.
Okay.
So I definitely recommend it. So everybody should check it out. So all right.
Well,
let's wrap this up. What?
I thought You was an excellent show. That's like the last series that I watched. And I was like, and it, for those who haven't seen it all the way through, or like the newest season, just the last season is done. Like the series is done, and it ended the way Dexter should have. The first season of Dexter, or the first iteration, I should say, not first season, first iteration of it, Dexter. That's the way it should have ended. And that's why I probably love it now. It's equal on Dexter even though Dexter had more seasons than You did.
I agree. You was very good. And Firefly Lane, like it wrapped very, very great.
All right.
All right. Anyway, we ran over a little bit, so we're gonna wrap this up. Thank you again so much, guys, for checking it out. Go support your local shop.
Wait. I gotta show off my new thing. I didn't show.
Oh yeah. Show off your new.
Usually you have a new purchase or something cool to show off. I get to show off something this time. So I made this purchase. I totally forgot about it, and it came in the mail this week, and I'm like, oh, I forgot about it. So here is it Tales to Astonish 93. First Silver Surfer outside of Fantastic Four. And it's like the first battle of Silver Surfer and Hulk. It's a cool little minor key there. It's not, it's not bad. It's a 4.0. I'm tempted to bust it because it looks like it could use a nice clean. As you guys can see that brown, but I kind of don't want it because it looks nice. It's presented very well.
It's kind of how I feel about my showcase.
Yeah.
I'm like, ooh, I want to, but I don't. I'm actually going to read it though. Like, I'm going to physically open it and read it.
I have the reprint, so I just,
you know what we should do? We should, sorry guys. Also next week, Garrett Gunn's going to be with us from Source Point Press. He's the writer of Good Boy. He's got a new book coming out. Make sure you guys come and hang out with us next week. But I think one of these days we should just do a where we open up some really expensive book and just read it to people.
Story time.
We're just gonna do story time. We're gonna read it to you. We're not gonna show you the panels. We're gonna read this book to you. So
we're gonna read all the BAMs and POWs and
so
all
if
the
I
effects.
I will put up for what is it, tribute. I'll put up for tribute that I will open my showcase 22 and I will read that. I will read that to people. Yep.
Well, so I got expensive books I don't need to open. So
that people know you should also love and read your books.
Yes.
Don't just buy to buy. So all right, we're gonna play this out and we'll see everybody next week.